Hi and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca. Happy 13th of June, everybody. So we are in the middle here, and I've actually moved each paper over on these sides. So let's wheedle this one out. There we go. And then, oh, actually, that one's pretty good. That one's also pretty good. This bottom one just needs a slight shuffle, only on one side, primarily, just so that I can get that edge, but we'll leave the rest where they are. And it is time to give our Highland coo a little bit of a mouth, so he can talk to us all, maybe. Maybe not. We'll see if he gets chatty. So yeah, let's get going with this section, starting off with black. I am working with a pen that was gifted to me by Saskia, but rather than another blue tray, I decided to grab the marble tray. Because I thought it was a little bit different, and it is a tray that goes with every pen. So why not use this one? Trying to pick different trays and different pens each time. We'll see how well that lasts. We have a few more days to go before we're finished. But, questions. So I'm on questions that were sent to me via email from Sam. So she says, excluding common pets, so dogs, cats, birds, fish and small rodents, which animal would you like to have as a pet? Now, I'm quite possibly going to disappoint in this answer. The answer is probably none, to be honest. I'm about at my capacity with the likes of a dog. I have a lot of things going on a lot of the time, and to be honest, I don't have time to look after another pet. A lot of pets do involve time and dedication, and I just don't have that in me. I really, really don't. If it was a matter of having a pet or some form of pet, but that was taken care of for me, so was looked after for me, and I could just go and enjoy said pet, then that would be a different matter. Oh, what animal would that be? I'm trying to think, because there's many nice animals in general that's like, they're pretty, they're nice to go see, but in turn they're also potentially a little bit, should we say, boring. So like a sloth would be awesome, but it'd be boring after a while. I'm trying to think if there's an animal that would be entertaining to go visit said pet that was being looked after by everyone else. And I'm struggling to come up with one, I will say. Let me have a look. What animal paintings have I got that may help? A giraffe, a sloth, a koala, piglet. Piglet might be fun. Though they do turn into pigs afterwards. I really sort of struggle with that one, because it's not like I have, in my head an animal that I love and, would love to be able to own as a pet but can't, or anything like that. So yeah, it's a bit of a tough one. Some gorgeous animals out there, but I'm more than happy just going and seeing them at the zoo, because quite frankly they don't do much apart from eat. Maybe a monkey. Actually, that would be entertaining, provided somebody else took care of it and did all the mum type jobs for the pet. I think a monkey would probably be the one I pick. Do you speak any languages other than English? And are there any that you would like to learn? I definitely don't speak any other languages fluently at all. I learnt German in school. Probably don't really know much at all apart from counting to 10. I probably know that in French as well. We did some French in primary school. So no, I don't particularly speak, I don't speak any other languages. Definitely don't speak any others fluently. Whenever we do visit another country, so like when we went to Venice and when we have been to Spain, I do try and ensure that I know how to say hello, please and thank you. They're sort of words that I do look up if needed. Some of them I do know them, or somebody I'm going with knows them, and so I try to at least learn how to say hello, please and thank you. And apart from that, it's not particularly been, we've not come across any problems where somebody only speaks the local language and doesn't speak English. But I do think being able to say thank you, goodbye and that sort of stuff is always nice to learn in their language if you're going somewhere else. Is there any you would like to learn? I've always wanted to know Welsh, to be able to speak Welsh. Now, whether it's because my nan and granddad used to live in Wales and my granddad was part Welsh. I think he could speak Welsh, though he did pass away when I was really young. So I'm not sure if he actually spoke Welsh. Maybe I should ask. Maybe I should find out if he could speak Welsh. But yeah, that's always been one that I would have quite liked to learn, but it wasn't something that was offered in an English school. So yeah, that's my different kind of language that I would have liked to have learnt is Welsh. Not that it would have made a huge difference when we do go visit Wales and things, because while a lot of people in Wales do speak Welsh and do speak Welsh to each other, they also all speak English too. So it's never an issue that you don't speak Welsh. But yeah, I always would have liked to have learnt Welsh since I was younger, but never. I'm not very good at languages. I'm bad enough remembering people's names. So I think that's the reason I've never tried to teach myself anyway, because it just doesn't stick the same with me. My mum's actually told me at least twice how the locals pronounce Uttoxeter, and I cannot remember at all how it is she pronounced it. Even now, it would just take too many repetitions for it to sink in my head, which is why I think languages has never really been my thing. I sort of did enough to get through school and that was about it. And yeah, that's done. Though my parents do speak French, I don't know how fluently now, but I know when we were children, if they ever wanted to discuss something that they didn't want us to hear, especially if we were in the car, they would speak to each other in French. So I was very excited to learn French in school, and then as soon as I got to high school, they put me learning German. So my parents got a little bit longer until my brother started learning French, and then he could decipher what they were saying. And then they had to change how they spoke about things. Do it when us kids weren't about. Is a hot dog a sandwich? No. I know it is a sausage in between a bread bun. I wouldn't consider a hot dog a sandwich. A hot dog is a hot dog. It's a hot dog. I think there's a couple of these questions that are like, do you think this is this? Like, should a hot dog be a sandwich? No, I think a hot dog has its right to just be a hot dog. You say hot dog, everybody knows what you mean. Sausage sandwich, you see, is different. I think that's what it is. So if you say sausage sandwich, it's different to a hot dog. So a hot dog can be a normal sausage, or it can be a hot dog sausage. So it can be either, depending on how posh you want to be. But they go in the finger rolls that are sliced down the middle at the top, and you put your hot dog in that. Whereas a sausage sandwich is a normal sausage, a normal decent sausage, sliced in half, put on bread and made into a sandwich. That's different. A hot dog, the sausage isn't cut. That's my opinion anyway. I don't know if anybody else agrees with that. But no, a hot dog can't be a sandwich because a sausage sandwich is something different. Or it is in my mind anyway. And is breakfast cereal soup? No, too many bits in it. I think that's the main difference. So soup can have bits in it, but it's primarily a liquid. Breakfast cereal is primarily bits that you just cover in milk. Plus, you don't have milk in a soup. So, no, breakfast cereal is not a soup. Breakfast cereal is just breakfast cereal. It deserves its own name, does breakfast cereal. Breakfast cereal is an amazing thing that can be eaten at breakfast. It can be eaten as a brunch. It can be even eaten as supper if you're a little bit peckish. You feel like your tea hasn't filled you up enough. Or maybe you weren't hungry when it was tea time, but then you're hungry a little bit of time before bed. Breakfast cereal can fill that gap. And it can be supper as much as it can be breakfast. Does anybody else have cereal for tea? Even though it's not, in effect, tea time. It's normally a bit later than tea. But does anybody else have cereal for tea, or cereal if you are still a bit more hungry than just grabbing a snack? It's like a big snack. Is breakfast at supper time. Do I have a secret talent? No, I don't. I can't say I have some weird and wonderful thing that I can do that other people can't do, or not many other people can do. No, I don't have any sort of weird and wonderful secret talent at all to share or to show. And no, I'm just your bog standard kind of person with little quirks maybe, but not a secret talent of any sort. Okay, sorry, let me do a number switch. So we're going over to number 7. Oh, we do have extra of this. I did wonder if we'd have extra of this one, because when this one appears, we end up with quite a lot. Oh, what item do you hope will be obsolete in 20 years? Oh, your mind could go down a few different rabbit holes with this one. What would be good to be obsolete in 20 years? Taxes would be good to be obsolete in 20 years. I doubt it will be. But that would be good. The need to wash clothes. I don't know. Let me think of things that I don't like doing or using. Though practically I can't see either of those things disappearing and countries surviving. I know there is a reason for taxes. I just don't like them. What could be obsolete in 20 years? See, I do always think a lot of things now, like new technologies and things that come out that do well, all involve people being lazier. So smart bulbs, so you don't have to get up to turn the light off. The likes of the Amazon Alexi, let's say Alexi, just so we don't set any off. They're all geared round people being able to be lazier. Even keyless entry to cars and things like that now. It's just one little thing that you don't have to do. And I think anybody who'd want something to be obsolete and no longer required, it would be down to either not spending money that you feel like you can't see anything for it. So as I say, I know taxes go somewhere, but it's not like you have something in your hand to say, oh, you've paid your taxes this month. Here you go. Have this in exchange. Or not having to, wash clothes or anything like that would be lovely to be obsolete. But it's not going to be because, we still need to wash clothes. But I'd love it if we had no longer had a need for the likes of a washing machine. That would be good. What else? Trying to think what else is maybe something a little bit more practical that would be obsolete. It'd be good for guns to be obsolete, though I'm not somebody that enjoys hunting or anything like that, but it'd be nice if they could be phased out over time and therefore no longer required. New generations never find a love for hunting as a sport, maybe, and therefore they just become no longer needed, and we can survive without them like we did years before they existed. But most big inventions that we all take on now seem to save us time. Air fryers, that's a big thing at the moment, and that saves us time. It's quicker than waiting for the oven. Washing machines, of course, saved us time. Dishwashers save us time. If you ever want to come up with a new invention, come up with something that allows us humans to be a little bit lazier or direct our energies elsewhere. Maybe the best marketing ploy. But basically, if it can make humans be lazier, you may be onto a winner. What snack are you sad they no longer make? I find it very hard. Now, it is a snack that they still make, but I only know one shop I can get it from. And that is a bag of licorice all sorts. The ones with the blue and the pink bobbles on. That licorice. Absolutely love that stuff. I can currently only get it in a bag from Home Bargains. And I eat far too many because it's very rare when I actually pick them up. It's the only place I've seen them. You can't pick them up at a regular shop anymore. Just because quite often licorice is something that general shops don't tend to stock the same. You sort of have to either physically go somewhere for it with the intention of getting it, or try to remember every single time I walk in Home Bargains, I need to come out with a bag of these. So I miss those. I miss opal fruits being called opal fruits. I don't know why they changed them to Starburst. I know they're the same thing, but I like the name opal fruits, and I kind of wish it had stayed. It's a bit like Snickers being a marathon. It's like, why did you change the name? Why bother? It was all right as being a marathon. And of course, they've changed the name, they've changed the size. You get nowhere near as much as you used to. All that lovely jazz. What is a food combination that people eat that you just can't get behind? She says, for example, peanut butter and jelly. That's my answer. Peanut butter and jelly, don't get it at all. Do not get that craze at all. Peanut butter, yes. Jam, which is our equivalent to your jelly, or to Americans' jelly, yes, I get that. I don't get them both together. I really, really don't. That is random to me. Though I know there are many who don't get that Britons have beans on toast, which is absolutely amazing. I love it. Love beans on toast, especially if you make the beans cheesy beans. But I have since learned, or since it's been pointed out, that American bread is actually very sweet, which probably means that if any American has decided to try it, they've tried it with their bread, which is really sweet, and that's not the deal. That's beans on toast is a savoury thing. It is a quick tea. It fills you up. It tastes absolutely amazing. And it should not be had with sweetbread at all. Normal to us Brits, bread. Do cook the beans in a pan. Yes, it takes longer than the microwave, but they get a little bit of stodge to them. Mix in some cheese with the beans so it all melts and all mixes in with the beans, and then sprinkle cheese on the top as well. And absolutely divine. So yes, you won't find it necessarily in a restaurant in the UK either. It's not like a gourmet food. It's a to the point, fill you up, absolutely amazing tea. It's like having pancakes on non-pancake day. That's another good tea that every now and then, when the kids were younger, we used to have, was pancakes, even though it wasn't pancake day. Kids loved it when we had those for tea. They did take a little bit more effort than beans on toast, but they were amazing. But yeah, I can't understand peanut butter and jelly. I don't think there's anything else that I know that people have quite a lot that I just don't get. There's definitely things that people have that I'm not keen on personally. But there's no like combinations of things. Though I did used to know somebody who had ketchup and ice cream. Ketchup and vanilla ice cream, apparently, but I think that was just a single person being a little bit different. Not like a whole group of people being different. But yeah, it's amazing how different countries are different with different things, and how often, if you grow up with something, it can be different. And maybe it is the fact that American bread is different that makes a peanut butter and jelly sandwich different. Maybe it's actually the bread that has a difference, which is why they don't work in other countries. Because our bread is in no way sweet at all. What's the one item you can't live without? Well, that's probably me inhaler. For me, asthma is probably the one. Yeah, I definitely need that in my life. Is there something else? Well, apart from people that I can't live without, what's my other widely used? Probably my phone at the minute, which is pretty sad, really. But yeah, I do use my phone on a daily basis, especially to be able to listen to my books and things. So that's probably one. And my coffee. I'd probably give up my phone before I gave up my coffee. I had life before my phone that included coffee. So yeah, if we're talking inanimate objects, then yeah, it would be my coffee. Have I ever seen a ghost? No. I don't particularly look for them. I don't particularly believe. I mean, I say believe sort of loosely, because it's not something I've experienced. So I could never say never in the fact that I wouldn't dismiss somebody else saying they'd seen one, unless I was in the same place at the same time and therefore didn't see it. But I would never dismiss somebody else saying they'd seen one, because I wasn't there. But no, I don't particularly believe that there are ghosts that we can necessarily see. And I've never seen one myself, which is probably why I don't believe, because I've never seen one. Have you ever made a prank phone call? I actually haven't. I mean, I definitely had moments as a child where I was probably not the favourite, but I've never made a prank phone call. I think the fact that it could have led back to me and got me in some serious trouble probably stopped that from happening. But no, the most excited I think I ever got was being able to trick my dad for an April Fool's one year. My dad always loved the post. Don't know why, he always loved the post. He would be the one to get the post, to sort through the post, and if need be, to hand over, if it was to somebody in particular, to hand over the post. Always knew that as a child. And post used to arrive once, sometimes twice daily, back in the day, when post was used more wild, or letters were used more wildly. Even to the point when we'd come back from a holiday, my dad would sit and go through the post before he'd even think about getting anything out of the car and unpacking the car. So he'd check the post, then he'd unpack the car. And I do remember one year, I have no idea how old I was. I must have been under 10. I managed to go outside and post something through the door that made my dad think it was the post and get up to go get it, and it wasn't. It was me. That's probably the only prank I have ever pulled on my father successfully, which is probably why I remember it. He was more the one to be able to pull the April Fool's jokes than we were. He'd see straight through them. Okay, what's the strangest thing in your fridge? I can't tell you if I know everything that is in my fridge, to be honest. I know my milk is stored there for said coffee. Probably, I don't know, we do have Megan has an injection that she takes for her skin, for her eczema on her skin. That's stored in the fridge. So that's probably not in your usual fridge. There's lots of cheese in our fridge, though that's not unusual at all. So there's your cheese, your meat, ham. We don't keep bread or anything in the fridge. What else do we store in our fridge? Dips. So McDonald's dips for extra spares are in there. Sour cream and chive dips, if pizza will actually remember to send those and we have extras, they're stored in our fridge. Apart from that, I don't think we have anything else that's weird in the fridge. What's the most adventurous food you've ever eaten and did you like it? I'd say the most adventurous one for me that I ever ate was I did try oysters when we were in Palm Cove for my brother's wedding. We went out for a meal the day we got there and I did try oysters. Did I like them? Nah, they were very meh to me. I wouldn't say I didn't like them, but I wouldn't say that I did. And to be honest, I don't think I'd be interested in having them again, in the fact that to get the food out or to get the oysters out is not worth the effort, in my opinion. It's not like they taste really good and it's worth fighting with them. It's like ribs. Like, I like ribs. I like the meat off ribs. Do I want to fight with ribs and the mess that comes after it? Not enough to eat ribs. I don't say I'm not somebody that wants to fight with food in any way. Yes, it would be nice to enjoy it, but at the end of the day, I'm eating because my body tells me I'm hungry, not particularly for the enjoyment of eating. I'm definitely very lazy when it comes to food. Just give me food, let my stomach stop grumbling, and let me carry on with what I'm doing. That works for me. If you could be the best in the world at something, what would it be? Oh, that is a good question. I don't know. What would I want to be the best at the world at? Or maybe actually thinking of, prompted by a question earlier, I would love to be a person that knew multiple languages, like could speak multiple languages fluently. So that would be a good thing to be the best at the world in. So I would be the person who could speak the most languages. I think that would be great, to be able to communicate with people no matter what language they speak would be awesome. I know it's not me, I'm rubbish at it, but to be that person would be fantastic. I would love to be able to just speak to anybody in their language and understand them and them understand me, and just be able to communicate with anybody, I suppose. And then, go visit all the places and test it all out would be fantastic. Right, there we go. Oh, rogue diamond that didn't want to go back into the pot. But we have another section done. Let me get rid of that question before I repeat myself on it. But we now have a partly smiling Highland coo. Where do we go tomorrow? 14. Oh, we're down here. So we're down here, and then of course we start definitely hitting more than just this one. We start to fill in a lot more little gaps going forward. So thank you so much for joining me for today's waffle, and I'll speak to you all again tomorrow.